All right, dual national anthems. We got to do it from now on. Sorry, I missed the normal time. What do we play? Bieber because he's Canadian? No. We go back to the normal playlist. Big day. Big day. So, as everyone knows, Penn National Gaming acquiring The Score, the company that I've believed in for basically ever. And the number one question, am I going to jail, insider trading, blah, 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 because as everyone knows, I'm a huge proponent of The Score. Well, let me say this, obviously. I like The Score because I like The Score. I tried, believe it or not, when Chernin bought Barstool or invest in Barstool, they're like, are there any other companies that you think could fucking help take this thing to the moon? Anything else you want to acquire? One company I had, The Score. Erica and I met with them, I don't know, fucking years ago. Couldn't afford them, couldn't get it done. When I found out they're going to pass legislation, and I said it to Jay, by the way. Like, everybody was like, yeah, I love the fucking Score. Nothing happened with it. I found out that The Score, Canada, they were legalized gambling. I bought The Score. This was long before I had any idea that Barstool Sports, that Penn and Jay were going to acquire The Score. I had no insight into any of those meetings. Jay's not an idiot. He didn't tell me about it. I was holding The Score because I love The Score, and I've loved The Score forever because I've had The Score app on my phone for like 15 years because I know the gambling space and I know they were best in breed at what they do. That's why I always wanted The Score. That's why I own The Score. That's why I believed in The Score, because I know the space. I knew it was undervalued. I know what things are going for in the gambling space. I see DraftKings spend $50 million to rent Le Batard. I see how much action sold for. All this shit, I'm seeing what other gambling, I hear, hey, how much for these rights, this, that. And I'm looking at The Score, I'm like, holy shit, this thing's worth way more than that. That's why I bought The Score. But I never knew that we were fucking going to end up buying them. I had no fucking idea. And once I was pulled into the loop, I was holding anyways. I stopped telling people. I just went dark on it. So, no, we know that, and all the facts will bear it out for all the SEC, nothing to do with it. Now, am I happy? Yeah, I'm happy too. I own a bunch of it, but I'm happy for the future of Penn. And that's the other thing. Most times you acquire a company, Penn, the stock generally goes down, Score will go up. So anyone else, it's like, right now, what are we at? We're up 3% because people get the fucking message. People get the message, and I'm not looking at comments yet. I'll eventually take questions. But I've seen some absolute pea-brains, like Darren Ravel, one of the great pea-brains. He's put, here's the revenue of The Score, and here's what they've done, and how do they come up with this price? I'm not a price guy. I said from day one to Jay, when he's like, what do you want to spend on? How do you view the world? These were abstract conversations. I go, the only thing I'd ever overpay for is The Score. And I'm not saying we did. I'm not saying we underpaid or overpaid. But they fit so perfectly with our vision. Our competitors are renters. They don't own. They're renters. They rent. And at the end of their rental contract, they got to renew at 10x. We own. I give Jay Snowden, CEO of Penn National, extreme credit in being like a forward thinker, a visionary. Just like anybody could have bought Barstool, he was the only one who pulled the trigger and saw it. He's like, I see what's going on here. Rewind time. How much do you think Barstool would sell for now? People knowing what they know now. We set the market. Barstool Sports set the market. We sold for $450 million. It's going to go down as maybe the greatest deal of all time, one of the great steals. Credit to Jay. But we were like the first pitcher to go in an exploding pitcher market. Market goes up. Look what everyone's paying. But the vision is the same. With Score, who's a perfect synergy, Penn National Gaming, what our vision? You don't rent media. You don't rent. You own the ecosystem. Like, I'm on The Score, and a lot of gamblers, I check stats, box scores, I do my research. Then I go somewhere else to place a bet, and then I go back to The Score to watch the game, get the news, all that. All of it is going to be in one ecosystem. And we never have to repay for the rights to that ecosystem. It's ours. What I didn't even realize is how deep the Score's tech stack is. They have all these engineers in Toronto. They're going to stay there. The Score is a huge brand. The amount of people from Canada who have reached out to me today being like, holy shit, Penn acquired the Score. We thought it would be the other way. That's how big the Score is. We thought the Score would acquire Penn. They're a household name in Canada. My phone won't stop blowing up. It's like, when are you coming to Toronto? When are you coming to Toronto? When are you coming to Toronto? It's exciting. It's a huge fucking market for us. I said this on the investor call. And again, the P-brains like Darren. Listen, I could have bought if Penn National Gaming wanted to buy the Action Network for $400 million, we could have done it like that. No interest. No interest. Has nothing to do with earnings. This is future. Just like with Barstool, we are putting the pieces together to dominate. To dominate. Big point. Score, household name Canada. Score, household name for gamblers. Do you know how we build companies here at Barstool? I have a list. I just wrote. Ever heard of High Noon? Who made High Noon the number one vodka soda in the United States? I did. Action Network. No one would know who they are if we weren't partnered with them in the beginning and Dan was pushing the shit out of it. Robinhood. The cap to a gazillion. Outside of the Robinhood people, when investors and people look like who was most responsible for the explosive growth of the day trader and Robinhood, who do they say? This guy and DDTG and our audience. Because I was on the stream talking about day trading Robinhood every fucking day. Call Her Daddy podcast. 60 million a year at Spotify. We have taken an active approach. We're naive in the beginning. Don't talk about other companies and just blow them up and get nothing. We're going to incorporate the Score in everything we do in the United States. Checking scores, getting information, synergy. Maybe our personalities appear on them. We use all their information. It's in the blogs. It's one click. Everything's seamless. It's going to come. The Score is going to be an everyday app in the United States. It's already huge. But now that this is going to be pushed constantly and not in a in front your way, they're the best at what they do. That's why I've used it for 15 years. That's why Dan's used it. That's why Elio's like, I used it for 15 years. That's how I beat you. Anybody who knows it. It's the perfect, and they use an analogy with the Score. You can't just rebuild this. It's the perfect scores, updates, information, website there is, app there is. I love what the founder, John Levy, said about the Score. Picture it like a duck. It looks so smooth and easy and simple, but the feet are going 1,000,000 miles per hour into the water. That's the tech we've never been able to do. The synergies are endless. Anybody who's like looking at the numbers and be like, well, they did this revenue market. We don't give a fuck about that. I have said this 1,000,000 times. When Chernin invested in us, and then when Penn invested in us, it's putting gasoline on a fire. It's going to be one of those deals where people look back in a couple of years going, how do we not fucking think of that? Go back and see what people said about the people who don't like us, said about the price point when Penn National bought Barstool for $450 million. Oh, you overpaid. What are you getting? They don't have the revenues. Their market cap tripled in fucking 5 seconds. Get back to me in a year. See how expensive this was or not expensive. I think people are going to be like, oh, Jay Snowden did it again. He got a bargain discount. We do things different. We buy, we don't rent. We've been very careful, very meticulous in what we spend on. Conservative. But when the price is right or the company is right, the price doesn't necessarily matter. It's like we see what we're going to do with it. This is a home run. Green hammer. Out of the park. Super excited. And again, people, is Dave just saying this because he didn't? No. Dave tried to get the score when it was just him and Chernin. Dave bought the score because he knows how valuable it is. That's why I invested in it whenever. Yeah, I was getting my ass kicked. I was never going to sell because I know. Did I know it would be us? No. Am I psyched it's us? Yes. Did Jay pull magic to get it done? Yes. It's going to be seamless. And the tech they got, the media we got, the market they got, the market we got. Woo! Is it going to happen overnight? No. It's not going to happen overnight. Nothing does. This is, I've never truly been like, oh, when people are like Barstool's eventually going to eat ESPN. We're looking at rights deals. Imagine a situation like the Arizona Bowl, where you have the ability to truly create bets no one else can bet because you have this tech team, these monsters in Toronto who can create what we want. Then we can preview it on their app. And then the broadcast is me and Dan. And we're looking at our own app, going back and forth. Guys, do you know we're talking with major leagues? When I say major leagues, like the 4 major sports, ever since we announced the Arizona Bowl, major leagues be like, yeah, we give you the rights. We give you the rights to call one of the major 4 leagues games. Not going to say which one. We're looking at it. With us on the call talking gambling with the Score app and everything in between. Can you think about the seamless live bet? This is major stuff. And I get it. Darren Ravel has a pea brain. He's not going to get it. I don't expect pea brains to get it. Pea brains can't come into this conversation. Pea brains exist because they have pea brains. And they get eaten by fucking man-child brains. Okay, let's read some comments. I'll just keep saying sports memorabilia. Dave, you were margin called and held only one stock. Explain how you picked, because that was the stock I was down on. And stocks always go up. But I did sell, by the way, I did sell more of the Score. I didn't rebuy it. I didn't put more money in to keep it. And if I was inside trading, I would have bought more, which I didn't. I sold. So there's your answer. I sold fucking everything. The one I'm down by far the most on is the fucking Score. So I haven't made fucking money on it. We do not, somebody just mentioned Canby, and I don't want Canby, they do our tech and White Hat, and as Jay said on the investor call, they've been great. They run around. You got to control your own destiny. You got to control your own destiny. You got to have people you know are working 24/7 on your shit. We will have that. Dave, do you have any plans to expand the Barstool Sportsbook into Canada? Is that a real question? The Score has access. The Score is bigger in Canada than we are. We're going to lead with them. You can see Biz Nasty giving hockey picks on the Score. You happy with Gerber calling? Who's Gerber? Dave, how blind are you that your girl is in it just for the money? What does that even mean? What money? She hasn't got any money. What happens after you sell the Score stock? What do you buy? I don't even know that I'm selling the Score. To be honest, I don't even know I'm allowed to, because I know that people who don't like me are going to be like, oh, even though, like, obviously, once this Score deal became evident, like, Erica J, it's like, you know, the people who don't like me are going to say that I knew this was coming. That's why I bought the Score, even though I bought it so far beforehand and got my ass fucking kicked. They're like, we don't care. That we have the beauty of us is the truth on our side. But if I sell it now, people are going to say sold it. So I don't care. Things ain't go to the moon anyways. His parent company acquired one of his holdings. That's it. I didn't acquire it. You think I can fucking acquire it on my own? Dave, are there plans to open a Barstool-themed sports bar in Boston? Yes. What's stopping ESPN from doing what the score does? But that's why doesn't ESPN do what we do, but better? They can't. The score has been around for as long as we have. You don't just build something like that and have it be automatic. If they did, they would. I'm yapping like a guy just picked a 10-1 shot at Toga and already saw the horse won. Yeah, I'm proud of what we just did. I'm so proud of what we just did. I can't believe we got this company. I feel like we just pulled the wool over the entire world's eyes. That's how I feel. Score will be they're going to run it the same way. Exactly how Penn bought Barstool and kept us in charge and in control. That's what's going to happen with the score. Stay in Toronto. Obviously, we're going to work together. I've never been to Toronto. I've heard it's like one of the great cities in the world. I'm going to be there a lot. We need more Megan and Kelly content. I mean, yeah. Penn's up 5%. I guess people get the vision, P-Brain. Rovell. Let's just call Rovell P-Brain. He's just a P-Brain. He's got a little P-Brain. Dave, you have conquered Colombia, Silvana, and now Canada. What's next? I don't know. Didn't Penn invest in you, someone to not spend as much on marketing? Now we bought it. We're not spending on marketing budget. We bought. That's like saying if Penn bought the score first, should you not buy Barstool? It's a smart move. We're always going to make smart moves. From the second that Penn acquired us, they're like, what other moves should we make? Come on, guys. P-Brain. That's P-Brain talk. I don't think it matters. This is a question I don't even know. Should I buy Penn or the score? I think it's the same thing at this point, isn't it? I don't really know. You spent $2 billion, but you didn't buy anything? What are you fucking talking about? This isn't just a strict marketing play, is what I'm saying. They have a humongous tech team. We brought the tech in-house. The app is tech. We didn't buy the score from marketing. What is so hard to understand about that? Ravel is a P-Brain. He's got a little P-Brain. The facts are this. I could own Darren Ravel if I wanted to. I could have. Anyone who says Penn could not have bought Action is a flat liar. Everyone on Barstool's like, why would we pay $400 million for Action? What does that do? That should tell you where we're coming from. Is Rico going to squeeze the score out? Probably. Darren Ravel has a little P-Brain. The only reason, look at that, Mustard. The only reason I would have bought Action was to fire Ravel. But he would have gotten money from the deal, and I couldn't do that. I couldn't do it. Everyone who pays attention to sports uses the score app. Rich Greenfield, who I've had a decent relationship, he's like, I've never heard of anyone using the score. And I said I'd go talk to him in a week, but Rich, then you should never talk about gambling again. Period. Period. That's the equivalent of someone being like, I'm a sports fan, but I've never heard of anyone using the ESPN app. The score is the OG gambling app. Rainy day in Montauk? Not anymore. Started off as rainy. The second we announced this deal, it got sunny. So Ross Gerber is talking smack. Who cares? Ross Gerber is a used car salesman. I've already exposed him. And then if he talked to me in person, he'd do what he did last time. Get his knees and suck my cock. Everybody. I asked Josh Richards. I'm like, buddy, you ever heard of the score? He's like, he looked at me like it had 10 heads. He's like, have I ever heard of the score? This fucking grass green? This rain wet? The score, Canada's like it would be like the 5th largest U.S. state. We're gonna fucking dominate. Okay, I felt like I had to come on, tell people what I felt, give you a little insight. I'm excited, and if you don't see the deal, you're a pea brain. There's a reason we create companies and value and wealth over here, and there's a reason Steve Che puts pea brains like Darren Ravel in closets. If only Randolph was here for he's smiling down from heaven. Some guys are always 1,000 steps behind.